Hello and welcome to Akshu's Kitchen. Today you will see how to prepare vathal, for which we will need some fresh green chilies. So you can either use the bhaji chilies or the green chilies which you usually get. It's the same procedure for either one. So first what you have to do is, using the knife you have to prick the chilies in the center like this and keep it aside, and continue to do the same for all the chilies. That's a must before you start marinating the chilies. So make sure you prick it in the top of the chilies in the middle. Just one pierce, that's enough. So continue with the other chilies, and once it's done with all the chilies, what we are going to do is, we are going to add about 1.5 cup of thick buttermilk to this. So make sure you use very thick buttermilk, not dilute buttermilk. So the measurement depends upon the quantity of chilies you are using. So here I am using approximately 400 grams of chilies, and you will need about 1.5 cups of thick buttermilk and also 4 teaspoons of salt to this. So after adding the buttermilk and salt, shake it well, and you have to marinate it for about 2 to 3 days. Just close it with the lid and put it in a corner of your worktop. So whenever you cross by, try to shake it once in a while for about 3 to 4 times per day, and you will have to marinate for about 2 to 3 days if you are in a warm place, and if you are in a cold place it will need about 4 days. So again, shake it 4 to 5 times per day and marinate for 2 to 3 days likewise. And as I said, close it with the lid and let it marinate. As I already said, put it in a corner in your worktop. Similarly, you can also do this on the green chilies which we use daily for normal use. Other than the bhaji chilies, you can use the green chilies also. Again, the same procedure. Prick it in the top of the chilies. Add about a cup of buttermilk, thick buttermilk for 250 grams of green chilies, 2 to 3 teaspoons of salt. Shake it well and put it in the corner of your worktop. Similarly, shake it 4 to 5 times per day and marinate for about 2 to 3 days. So after 3 days, you can see it has changed well in color. It has got marinated very well, and it will start to shrink a little, but the main change will be the change in color. So the next step is, what you are going to do is, take the marinated chilies out, squeeze the buttermilk out of it and put it on a tray. Do not discard this residue buttermilk, we will need that for later, so keep it aside. And now the marinated chilies, what you are going to do is, put it in the sun to get dried for 1 day. Put it in the morning and you can take it back in the evening. You can see it has got dried a little bit. So the next important step is, we have got the left out buttermilk which we had in the morning. So what we are going to do is, we are going to put the little dried chilies back into this buttermilk and keep it overnight, and again do the same procedure the next day morning. Take it out from the buttermilk, put it in the sun to get dried. So repeat this process for 2 days. That is, for 2 nights you have to marinate it in the buttermilk after taking it out from the sun, and after that just dry it for about 4 to 5 days until it becomes crispy and dried up. So after marinating in the buttermilk for 2 nights, and after that I have dried it for 2 more days, and now it's in this texture. It's not dried up well. If you're in a cold place, you can make use of the oven. Just put it in the oven at 450 degrees for about an hour and take it out and let it dry in the shade. So repeat it for 4 to 5 days until it is very dry and crispy. So this is a little soggy now, so I dried it for 2 more days in the sun, and it is in the perfect texture now, dry and crispy. So 3 days of marination, 2 days of drying plus marination, and another 3 days of drying, and your vathal is ready. Store it in airtight containers and fry whenever required. Try it and you'll really like it. Thank you for watching Akshu's Kitchen.